Hi, Max users. This is Vincent Stefanetti, Max ERP Authority, and today's video is on handling custom crystal reports. So what do we mean by custom crystal reports? Really, in reference to Max, what we mean is that reports that are actually contained within the software, for instance, in bills and materials or any other modules, you have a report menu, and custom crystal reports for Max are modifications to these reports. That's our frame of reference here. There's a lot of other custom reports that you can build outside of Max and things like SQL reporting services or Crystal itself, Crystal Developer, and run them independently using the report viewer. However, what we're going to discuss today is a common question that lots of users have about how do I get my custom crystal reports to copy down to my clients so everybody can use them and that they show up in Max for all users. Mainly what we're talking about is the forms, like the purchase order, the sales order, the sales acknowledgement, and so on. So anyhow, there's a couple of things that you need to know, a couple basic things. One is, where is that reports folder? And it's located up here under your exact shared or ECI shared folder. And if you navigate down, RM server, net, and you get into updates, then you have this folder here called custom reports. Okay, within that, you copy in all your custom Max reports. In this particular instant here, I have all the forms, portrait and landscape. And just so you know, the stock forms that come with Max, the ones that are formatted, actually have the 1 on the end. The ones that don't are just very plain, and they expect you to have a pre-printed form for it to print on. But these days, that's really rare that anybody ever uses that. So when you do an upgrade or something like that, you may have an earlier report that had the didn't have the 1 on it. And if you go into that screen, for instance, in a sales order processing, for instance, and you look at the form, if you go into report, go to sales order, the default is not this, because I changed this earlier, but it's actually that. It has a 1 on the end. So toggling back and forth, you can put landscape or portrait, you can see how the report changes there. But you may have had something like this earlier that you were using, and usually if we're doing an upgrade like this and we see that that's a fact, then we just make sure that we copy that report over to the one with the 1 on it, like this. And so you don't get fooled by it changing here on the upgrade, because when it defaults, it goes to this report. But if you change it, Max actually saves it. If you close it and then go back in again, it'll remember what you had typed in there before. So you can see like that. But anyways, not to get too distracted from our main line here, but a little piece of data there that's helpful. So all your custom reports will be in here. You'll copy them in there, and then you'll make your modifications. They're always best to edit them here too. So when you save them, the next time that the user logs into Max, these files actually copy from this folder here, which is the custom reports folder, to the client folder, which is your C, exact, RM client, EFW. That's what you have on your PC. Okay, so I'm going to do a little trick here just to demonstrate how this actually works. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly change the dates on those there. So you can see some of them are 11/5, but I'm going to use a little utility here. And you can download this too. I found it's pretty handy to use, this little utility. And what it can do is just change all the dates in a particular folder. It's this bulk file changer utility. So you just fire that little app up and then open the folder where all the custom reports are under your exact or ECI shared or exact shared. Down in there, net, updates, custom reports. Just go ahead and select them all, bang, like that, and then select all of these right here, and then you just click the little change time, and then you could set this to today's date, and you will be assured that if they're all a newer date than the ones on the clients, they're all going to copy down. So let's say do it there, Okay, I have one of them open here, so I had this guy open here. Let me just do it one more time. And there we go. There we go. Okay, so if we go back and look at that folder, go back into that. Whoop, not there. Updates, custom reports, and they're all set at the same date today, except for that one, the one that I had open. So anyhow, that's still the 17th, so these will all copy down as long as they're newer. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that, though. I'll log off of Max, but before I do that, I'm going to show you in the local C drive here what the dates are on all the forms. Star 1, RPP, and that should be most all of them. So they're dated the 22nd of November 2022. So what we're going to see when we actually log into Max again, we're going to see that that changes. Now I'm going to actually show the create and modify. That's really what it's going to show up as. Okay, so we'll just keep it like that for now. And we'll go ahead and log back into Max. And it does an X copy. So when you log into Max, it has X copy with a couple flags on it. One's a /D for only newer dates and a /Y to ignore the prompt. And it runs in the background. So you don't see it unless your permissions are not set, and then you'll get the administrator prompt in order to copy them down. You'll have to get somebody to put that password in there for you. But anyways, we'll just go ahead and log in, and there we go. And we can refresh our screen here. And you can see there they all are. We're in the EFW folder. Bang. So they all copied down. All right, so that's how it's done. Just quick review then. So if you're going to edit any of the Max reports, make sure that you do it copy it into this folder and then modify them here. That way that when you save them, they copy down to all the clients. When you save it, it'll give a newer date than the one on the client. Next time the user logs in, it'll copy down to his PC. One other little note here is that on this folder right here, you have to minimally have modify permissions to the local users. So that can prevent the copy from occurring as well. So right-click on the C exact folder on the client, or you can push this permission to through a group policy. But the computer /users, that account needs to have at least modify. By default, that's not there, so you got to make sure you check that. Save that, and then you'll be rest assured that they'll get copied down fine. Okay, thanks for listening. Until the next video, take care. Bye-bye.